It's a great pleasure for me to introduce to you today the next coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, Buddy Ryan. We think that we've brought to Philadelphia the best coach in the National Football League and a coach who's going to give Philadelphia that winning consistency that it's lacked over the last number of years.
I have to say, I think it's about time in my career that I branched off in this direction. And I thank Norman for the opportunity. We've been to 3 Super Bowls with 3 different ball clubs, and we plan to go with the 4th.
The writing on the wall proclaims that the selection of Buddy Ryan typifies owner Norman Braman's aggressive attitude toward building a winner and signals the dawn of a new and exciting era for the Philadelphia Eagles.
I've got the same house payments, the same bills you got. I've got 2 kids in college that I'm hoping I'll get through in a year or so. I've got 1 kid that graduated from Notre Dame and in the MBA program. He's working on his own now, so I don't have to take care of him. I've got a new dog. It's a golden retriever puppy, about 3 months old. That's the reason my hands are scratched up.
Well, he's a no-nonsense kind of a coach. He's not wishy-washy at all. He tells it like it is.
Hey, what the hell happened on that nickel that Gary let him catch that f***ing ball in there?
Might light some fires under some butts, but he gets people to do what he wants them to do. I think that's a credit to him. Initially, people learned to hate Buddy Ryan. It transforms from a hate into a love situation. The rookies come in, they just shake their heads. They just cannot understand how somebody can treat them like that. And then they realize after they grow and they mature that this guy means well for you.
It takes the young players time to get to know him. It took me time to get to know him, about 2 years almost. But just one of those things, you know that you've got a guy in your corner. The biggest compliment I could give to him was that he was always looking for ways to coach better.
You can be on him. If he's back off, just don't be offside, but be inside him and hit him.
Yeah, I'm going to scream at the All-Pros. I'm going to scream at the rookies. I'll just call them numbers for a while until they prove something.
Hey, 55. Who you think's got this?
Buddy Ryan's paint-by-numbers approach has created defensive units that are acknowledged masterpieces. His style of coaching is unique and should enable the Eagles to embark on a most promising journey.
Long way to go, but we got better.
Ryan can build upon the solid foundation provided by Norman Braman and Vice President General Manager Harry Gamble, as well as a coaching staff that Buddy says ranks among the best in the business.
We got Dale Hopp here, who's the best defensive line coach in the National Football League. He coached defensive line for me for 8 years in Chicago, and you think that ain't a big plus. Jeff Fisher played for me, both strong safety, weak safety, nickelback. He helped me coach this year in Chicago. Wade Phillips was one of the great young defensive coaches in the league, and I was so surprised that we were able to get him.
So what technique do we play on number 2? He is the back of the end zone. You're on the 10-yard line.
We got Ted Plum to head up the offense, and we have Doug Scoville, who I think is the best quarterback coach around. Dave Atkins to coach the offensive backs, and I watched him work on the field when I was out in San Diego. He had those backs hitting so hard against those linebackers that I had to turn away, and I was supposed to be a tough guy.
Ken Iman is entering his 11th year as offensive line coach, while Dan Neal, who played 9 seasons with the Bears, will oversee the special teams. Ryan characterizes all his assistants as teachers and requires his players to be fast learners.
The players are going to come in, they're going to realize that Buddy Ryan is not going to spend a lot of time with them on the chalkboard. Buddy's going to show it to them once, and he's going to expect them to know it. It's that kind of situation that forces you to learn something.
One thing that I admire about coaching this staff is that they didn't take their time about giving us the defenses. They wanted us to know it within 24 hours. And I think that helped us out a lot.
Reggie White certainly helped the Eagles' defense out a lot when he arrived in the 4th week of 1985. He wasted no time making his presence felt and went on to tie for the team lead in sacks with 13. This Tennessee tough guy is also a licensed minister, and his spirited play proved to be positively inspirational.
As far as making the big plays when we needed them, they weren't really happening as often as they are now that Reggie's in there. He's made a tremendous impact on our defense. He's strong, very strong. I've seen him just run over the offensive lineman, and that's exactly what we needed on the defensive line, someone that's strong and can come in and hold his own against anyone in the league.
Reggie White's going inside to tackle like Dan Hampton did for me. He's going to be able to go sideline to sideline and make plays, because it's a shame to use a guy like him at end when he can only help you on one side. And I put him in the middle where he can help me on both sides. And he's closer to the quarterback, and he'll probably be all-pro, I think, this coming year.
If the minister of defense practices what Buddy Ryan preaches, he may turn out to be the greatest.
We float like a butterfly, we sting like a bee. The Eagles are coming home, just you wait and see.
Oh, it doesn't take a Phi Beta Kappa to figure that out, that you're better off doing it Buddy's way.
We had attacking defense everywhere I've been. We had a ball-control defense, and that's the way we're going to play it here. We're going to take that ball away from them. We're going to get it for our offense inside the 50-yard line, and they're going to score. We're going to be one of the best defenses in pro football time it's all over with next year.
Buddy Ryan's defense is identified by a single number, the 46. But it's best described by a multitude of names: aggressive and attacking, opportunistic and overwhelming. The Eagles' transition to a new-look defense begins on the line, with a conversion from a three-man to a four-man front. Number 71, Ken Clark, has been an unsung hero at nose guard, and with less double-teaming at the defensive tackle spot, he'll have more freedom to wreak havoc upon opposing offenses. Number 94, Byron Darby, along with number 93, Tom Struthers, will compete for one defensive end position. A mainstay on the other end is Greg Brown, number 98. Last season, this former construction worker proved to be a specialist at demolishing quarterbacks, as he led the team in sacks for the second straight year. In 1985, the defensive line accounted for 40 of the team's 53 sacks. But it is the run defense which needs improvement, and installing the 46 should work wonders.
I mean, we use about 13 different fronts of ball game, and that means our players have got to be smart enough to learn how to play 13 different fronts. And when you give people that kind of mixture, those offenses can't come off the ball 100 miles an hour, so they're not going to be able to run the ball against Philadelphia Eagles.
A focal point of the 46 is the middle linebacker. And number 55, Mike Reichenbach, is expected to step into one of the most complicated and demanding positions in the Buddy system. Dwayne Giles and number 50, Gary Cobb, possess the size and speed which Ryan requires in his linebackers, and they should challenge for the outside positions. The 46 places a premium on creating turnovers, and strong safety Ray Ellis, number 24, the team leader in fumble recoveries, could make substantial contributions. Ellis also tallied 4 interceptions last season, while Ryanell Young, number 43, led the Eagles in passes defensed. Young and Elbert Fowles are expected to start at cornerback. The supporting cast in the defensive backfield also includes Andre Waters, Brenard Wilson, and Evan Cooper, number 21. Herman Edwards, number 46, is a crafty veteran who has that uncanny sense for being at the right place at the right time.
Back goes Sims. He is looking. His arm is hit as he fires the football. It's intercepted. And in for a touchdown goes Herman Edwards. Herman Edwards intercepts the Flambla as it goes into the air. It is exciting here, folks. Stan, we've got to get Stan off the ceiling.
In 1985, one of the fiercest and most feared players in the game was free safety Wes Hopkins. He patrolled the football field as if it were a battlefield, and by season's end, this consensus All-Pro left little doubt why he was known as an impact player. Hopkins led the team in tackles. 1 minute, he'd shut down the run. The next, he'd blitz up the gut.
I've always played this way, and it seems like good things are happening. I'm getting the interceptions now and getting fumble recoveries when we need them in critical situations.
The strength of Hopkins' game is his intuition for making the right play. He notched a career-high 6 interceptions. And against the Bills, he exhibited some moves which were as devastating as his hits.
Eagles with 7 defensive backs. Bills with 3 wide receivers, however, no shotgun. Back goes Ferragamo. He is looking, has time, fires the football, intercepted by Hopkins.
It was 24 yards to the end zone, and I distinctly thought about the week before I got an interception and ran directly into one of the offensive receivers, and they tackled me, and the guys made fun of me. So I said, well, I got to show them I can run the ball at least a little bit.
He's in for a touchdown. Wes Hopkins.
In 1985, Wes Hopkins was the league's most dominant free safety and made his first trip to the Pro Bowl, a journey that wide receiver Mike Quick has now taken for 3 consecutive seasons. Once again, Quick turned the league upside down with a club record 73 catches for over 1,200 yards. This speedster doesn't just stretch a defense, he snaps it. Quick scored an NFC-high 11 touchdowns and exhibited a flair for showmanship, which is part of his unique style.
My style. Smooth operator.
Quick made more long-distance connections than AT&T and was just as reliable.
Concentration makes all the difference in the world. When you can blot out all the things around you and just concentrate on that one thing, that football, and making the catch, that makes all the difference in a good receiver.
He just can do anything he sets his mind to do. He has great speed, great quickness, reads coverages well, he's intelligent. If he stays healthy, he'll go down as maybe the best of all time. He's that good.
We've had to defend against Mike Quick when I was in Chicago, so we know his abilities. He's a superstar. What we have to do is get the ball to him downfield more.
Any good receiver wants to be the man who the team go to in the clutch. Anytime that is a tight situation, you're going to try to get the ball to him. That's the type of receiver I like being.
The Eagles have the worst possible field position inside the 1-yard line. Jaworski retreats. He's looking. He fires the football. Complete to Quick. He's going to go. 25-40, 35-40, midfield, 45-40, 35-40. Mike Quick, touchdown. The Eagles win. Jaworski to Quick, 99 yards. The longest pass play in Eagles history.
Mike Quick, and electrifying talent who will energize the Buddy system.
We're not going to take 5 years to go to playoffs, I hope, because I can't wait that long. I mean, I'd like to think that we'll get to moving and that we'll be a contender and maybe be in it in a year or so. We're going to go into every game thinking we're trying to score 40 points and trying to shut them out. We're going to use movement. We're going to use a lot of formations. We're going to protect the passer. That's the way we'll approach our offensive philosophy.
At the heart of any offensive philosophy is the quarterback. And in 1986, Ron Jaworski will fuel the competitive fires which Buddy Ryan has set ablaze. Last season, Jaworski bounced back from a serious leg injury and earned Player of the Month honors for October when he led the Eagles to 3 straight victories. Jaworski continued to amass club passing records and threw for over 3,400 yards, the second highest total of his career. Jaworski enters the new season as the incumbent, and Matt Cavanaugh, acquired in a draft day trade, will have his hands full trying to wrest away the starting job. As a San Francisco 49er, Cavanaugh had great success against the Eagles. Now he will try to be successful with them as well. Randall Cunningham is being groomed as the quarterback of the future. As a rookie, number 12 displayed a powerful right arm. Yet it was his quick feet which turned this broken play into a victory over the Redskins. Against the Cowboys, receiver Kenny Jackson's Herculean efforts led to the upset of the eventual NFC East champions.
Cowboys fake the blitz. Jaworski fires under the blitz. The pass is deflected to Kenny Jackson, who's going to race it in for a touchdown. Kenny Jackson having his best day.
Greg Garrity and Ron Johnson, number 85, are clutch receivers, while Dave Little and John Spagnola both typify the physical style that Buddy Ryan demands from his tight ends. Spagnola caught 64 passes last season, but number 88 will be expected to block opponents with the same toughness he exhibited in running over them. The success of the offensive attack is in the hands of the men up front, players like tackles Ken Reeves and Leonard Mitchell, whom Ryan assesses as potential Pro Bowlers. With help from Ron Baker, Kevin Allen, Steve Kenny, and Jerry Feary, the line must continue to develop consistency in both sealing off defenders and busting open running lanes for number 41, Ernest Jackson and Company. Jackson was the Eagles' leading rusher in 1985. And in the season's final week, he galloped 59 yards to push him over the 1,000-yard mark, becoming only the third player in team history to break that barrier. Michael Haddix was the second leading rusher and third leading receiver, while rookie Herman Hunter turned out to be the team's consummate all-purpose back. The 11th round draft choice ripped off a 74-yard scoring run, the Eagles' longest of the season, against a stingy Dallas defense. He latched on to 28 passes and proved to be adept at launching them too. And Hunter was a standout on kickoffs as well, setting an Eagles record with 1,047 return yards. On special teams, Mike Horan averaged over 41 yards a punt and could rely on solid coverage downfield provided by Major Everett, Rich Cranack, and Andre Waters. When the game is racing down to the wire, the man the Eagles count on most is place kicker Paul McFadden. Slight of build, yet staunch of heart, McFadden's confidence remains as impressive as his powerful right leg.
The game's on the line. It's spotted. It's away. It is good. It is good. And Jaworski hugs McFadden with 40 seconds remaining in the game. Oh, McFadden, isn't he something special?
Something special. That describes the Eagles' feeling about top draft pick Keith Byars, whom Ryan calls a potential franchise player. The selection of Byars, who is recovering from a foot injury, is a bold stroke by Ryan and reaffirms that the Eagles' 17th head coach is definitely one of a kind.
I don't think the people in Philadelphia realize the kind of coach that they're getting, because Buddy is a throwback to long ago. He's the kind of guy that is teaching more than just football. He's teaching about life.
When's that? When you gonna have that baby now?
Expected in May. They told me it's around the 15th and 16th.
Some things are a lot more important than football, and that's one of them. So
Yeah.
don't worry about football, all right?
All right.
If it bothers you, say.
There is great optimism for the 1986 Eagles, generated by a man who excels at motivation and innovation. With Ryan at the helm, the team might be controversial, but they will also be in contention. For Buddy Ryan will rekindle the winning tradition of Philadelphia Eagles football.
As fast as our kids can learn, then that's when we'll be dominant. It's more of a mental thing than it is a physical thing. When you put it all together, it's going to be something great.